and here is my sweet cream or sweet corn casserole. Here we go, my chicken and rice with almond. I got 14 little circles out of this. Oh my gosh, that's 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And here we are. I didn't think it was gonna pop up that easily, but you can use a smaller bowl. That so good and yummy. Oh my gosh, I gotta get to chopping those onions. And you know what I forgot on my plate? A piece of sausage. Putting this on top. And oh my gosh, these are delicious. Hot, delicious. Isn't that cute? And there, that's the finished one. I wish I had videotaped in there. Howdy everyone, I'm here with a quick little recipe. Yes, I decided to make sort of a taco salad with I had some ground beef and I didn't know what to do with it, and I just decided that, okay, I'm just going to make some rice and beans on the side with some ground beef, and then I decided to toast up these tortillas, and what I did is I cut them in strips. Here I am, not toasting them, I'm frying them is what I'm doing. And I've already had them for about a minute on one side, and I need to turn them over. So I'm going to do that in just a bit, but I got to do that off camera so I can not splatter anything. Here's my ground beef. It's already cooked. I added some water in my pan, threw in my meat, broke it up, then started the heat process. So it was cooking. That is water in there. That is not oil. But I'm going to drain that out in a little bit anyway. And it's got some taco seasoning in that, and I just made a little bit of rice here on the side. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to fry up some more of these little tortilla strips. Just to quickly clarify something, because I think I said I'm going to fry these for a minute on one side and then turn them over. Really, it's about 30 seconds or so, not even that long. You really want to stay on this. This is why I cooked the meat, everything ahead of time, even though I knew I wanted some crunchy tortilla bits. You don't have to do these actually. You could just buy a bag of tortilla chips. Look at my pile. It's getting really big. But yeah, you don't want to leave them for a minute on each side. You don't want that happening. I'll just crust that off, and I have another one over here that kind of got that way also. Okay. All right, all my tortillas are now fried, and it took about 16 tortillas. I didn't really count them, but I'm going to approximate 12 to 16 tortillas. And what I did with them is I cut them in half and then cut those halves in half. And I got 4 strips out of each one. Okay, here I've got some corn in the same pan that I was doing the tortillas in. I just removed whatever oil was still in the pan and just left a little coating on there. And I put a can of corn in here, and I've used some tomato bouillon with a chicken flavor. This is this stuff right here. No, tomate. Caldo de tomate con sabor de pollo. Tomato bouillon with a chicken flavor. And I used about a tablespoon, a little bit less than a tablespoon, to flavor up my corn. Okay, and that's all it means. It's going to kind of like roast it a little bit, if you will. Now, the ground beef that I made, that is 1 pound of ground beef. I don't think I mentioned that. All right, so here I have a baking pan. It's not a very big pan, just a regular size. I guess it's, I don't know what size this is. Maybe an 8 by 10 or so. Okay, just whatever you have is fine. A cake pan is fine. A small one, not a big one. Okay, so I've laid some of the tortilla strips that I've fried up. They're a little layer on the bottom. Which I'm going to do is I'm going to create sort of like a lasagna. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sprinkle some of this meat on there, and I will be back. All right, so I have my first layer of meat, and then I've drizzled some of that corn that I fried up with a little bit of that bouillon. Now I'm going to put some cheddar cheese, some shredded cheddar cheese on this layer here. Oops, put the camera on here. All right, and then I've got some tomato sauce, just some plain tomato sauce. These are little small cans, a little 8-ounce cans. So I opened 2 of them, and I'm going to pour some of this over it as if that was my, my tomato sauce that I would pour over a lasagna. I'm going to pour about half of that. I'm going to move it around a little bit, and then I'm going to make a couple more layers, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back and I've got 3 layers of tortillas. So the first one you saw me put down, then some meat, some corn, some of that tomato sauce and the cheddar cheese. And then I've done that 3 times. And I'm just going to top it off with more of these tortilla chips because I happen to have some still that I didn't quite use up. And I have my oven ready at 325. Preheated at 325. I don't have it at a very high temp. I'm not cooking this. I just want the cheese to melt. And okay, once I've got all these little chips on here, let me get this a little closer. Once I've got all these little chips on here, I'm going to top it off with more of the cheese. I think that's good. This cheese here. And I think that's it. All right, this is ready for the oven. I am just going to put it in there. I'm going to time about 7 minutes, and so anywhere to 7 to 10 minutes, just so the cheese melts and it's all nice and bubbly hot. All right, and here we have it out of the oven. The cheese is nicely melted. It took about 7 to 10 minutes. I didn't really time it. I just looked at it and decided we're hungry. That's when it's ready. And then it's ready to serve with some rice and beans. And here we go. It's nice and served up with some rice and beans on my plate. You can see the layers. This wasn't easy pulling out of the pan, by the way. You can see the layers of tortillas and the meat, the sauce, the cheese, and a little bit of corn in there. Let's give it a little taste. I say it tastes good. Yep, it does. I hope you try this recipe. It was something quick, something easy, and nothing fancy. You can even skip that part, because this part is really good. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any comments, please leave them below. Be nice, and as always, please subscribe, and give me a thumbs up. As always, enjoy.